Hello everyone, ATR here. So I'm going to do a commentary on actually a topic that I did not list in my introduction. And this topic is going to be on why the world is obsessed with fighting symptoms rather than causes. And I have a few examples written down I'm going to talk about to provide support for my point. So for example, poverty, third world, right? And poverty even in our own countries. Yet it seems that poverty, there's so much done for poverty, for the poor, the welfare state, for example, foreign aid, and yet how much has changed in that? Do we still have the third world countries that we've always had? I think so. It seems that our efforts have been to actually continue the status quo, and rather than relieve them from the current state. And how has that been? Welfare consists of money sent. Foreign aid consists of money sent, or sometimes food or medicines, things like that. And yet, there does not seem to be a noticeable effect. It seems that we are fighting a symptom. Can money solve the problems of poverty? Can money solve money issues? I don't think so. There are underlying reasons for poverty. That is for another video. Next example, mental illness. So many drugs that are taken today for mental illness fight symptoms. They do not cure. Now, there are certainly lots of mental illnesses out there that there is no cure for, and all we have is drugs that try to minimize symptoms. But even still, there is so much collusion with drug companies and creating drugs that cure as opposed to fight symptoms. If you take the example of a leaking car, you would make far more money selling oil to someone with a leaky car than you would sell them a patch to fix the car. If they buy the patch to fix the car, that's it, done. There's no more transactions with that person. But if you're selling them oil, you can sell them oil for the rest of their life. I think the same thing works with many drugs that fight these symptoms. Next example, bullying and aggression in school. We have school policies and programs that have children observe the effects of bullying from each participant's view, right? You get to see the other person's side. You try to feel empathy for the person that you're bullying. We have threats of suspension for those that partake in bullying. Yet, it continues, because yet again, we focus on trying to control the symptoms, rather than look at the causes of aggression, the causes for people to act violently with one another. That is not an innate human trait, although I think some people believe that. Much of this I attribute to the psychology at home, and I think this is a primary cause. Last example, drug and alcohol use. Prohibition and plant smoking laws, so tobacco, which is legal, marijuana, which is illegal. What's the principle? I have no idea. These were utterly useless. Prohibition was a disaster. The war on drugs has the same fate. Again, we are fighting symptoms, rather than looking at causes as to why people choose these leisures. Just look at the state of the world for the answer. Escaping reality takes many forms, such as playing video games, which I'm certainly guilty of. Related to drug alcohol use, how about prostitution? I can sell myself for everything else in the world except for sex, legally. What is the distinction? What is the principle here? Again, the laws stop no one. And again, we are trying to fight a symptom. People who seek money for sex, there is an underlying reason. Maybe it is poverty, maybe it is oppression, but there is an underlying cause of these choices. And fighting the output of these choices is pointless. You are too late if you are trying to stop someone who's on the street. You are too late. There is an underlying reason for these. And there could be more than one reason. There's not just one cause. There can be many correlations. I think what this gets down to, it is far easier in the short run to deal with symptoms or quick fixes. And also, why I wanted to speak about this, I think it is a reaction, my reaction to a fear that society may be becoming a quick fix society, where solutions that are long-term, yet would work, are glazed over for quick highs or results that later crash, like economic stimulus packages, for example, or printing money and inflation. So those are my thoughts on the quick fix society and not investing in long-term solutions. I think our goal should always be curing things. It should not be fighting symptoms. like a leaking car. We will be forever doing that. So post your comments, and as I will always end the videos, think for yourself.